So we're here at Dewsbury Rams with the director of Dewsbury Destination Dewsbury, Jack Spring. Welcome to the club, Jack.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Yeah, so I actually, like, being a London lad, one of the first questions I always get asked is, why Dewsbury? And it was, I used to be a London Broncos season ticket holder, so I'm one of the few sort of supporters of the game down in London. And I used to play it, and I went for trials with Harlequins, when they were Harlequins RL, back in the day. And yeah, I think my first ever London Broncos away game was away at Dewsbury. So that's how I kind of had Dewsbury in my head. And then, you know, when we were looking for a northern town to shoot it in. You know, all the lads in the film, they start in London, and we wanted them to go on this kind of like journey up north. And Dewsbury was one of the first ones that we looked at. Like, we looked at quite a few, and then people were just very, very helpful, and, you know, council were very helpful, and, you know, let us use locations for free and close off roads, and, you know, just awesome. So much better community than in London, and so much more helpful. You know, having made films in London, you know, I don't think I'd ever do one down there again. Yes and no. Like, I'd lived in York for 2 years, so I knew kind of Yorkshire in general was a lot friendlier than London, certainly. And then, yeah, you know, because we lived in Batley for 2 or 3 months while we shot it. We lived in Bradford and Dewsbury as well over that period. So yeah, we really got to know. Like, even like, we'd go down the local pub, and like all the old girls like would play bingo with us after we'd like finished shooting. And we had there's two characters in the film that are Russian gangsters, and we introduced them to English bingo, and now they're hooked on it. See them down Gala every Thursday. And but no, yeah. So yes and no. You know, I knew people up here were going to be friendly, but then, yeah, the extent of, you know, we had like, you know, people let us shoot in their like kebab shops and stuff, and because it was, you know, it was only 150,000 budget film, and it sounds like a lot of money, but in film world, you know, it's peanuts. You know, we couldn't afford to shut like pubs and cafes and stuff, so we actually had, you know, like local people in the same rooms we were filming in, and then, you know, when I'd be like happy with the take, people would start cheering, and like kind of proper got into it and were really good. You know, when we had to ask for like quiet, you know, they were great. So to write the film that we did,
Yeah.
I wanted to make a kind of in-betweenersy, rude, crude schoolboy comedy. You know, I was kind of 13, 14 when that came out, and no one had sort of done anything like it since. You know, so I wanted that kind of rude, crude, schoolboy, sweary sort of laddish British comedy. And then I used to go like drinking with my dad and his mates in Grimsby, and I'd just find them like hilarious. Like, these middle-aged men would laugh at the same stupid jokes that I would. So I wanted to do something about middle-aged blokes, and then I get really bored of slow films. So I thought, right, films that are by nature quicker, road trip movies, because they're always kind of moving. You know, you don't really stay stagnant for very long. So that's why we kind of made the movie, and then I wanted you know, them to go up north, because it sort of made sense. The UK is still so London-centric, so it was really nice to shoot up here, and like, we had a load of kids on set, you know, as extras, and, you know, people that were working on the crew for like free that came along, and now they're all like, you can see them like progress, because it's been 2 years since we shot it, so, you know, they're now working on like big like ITV dramas, and loads of them are like Emmerdale and stuff, and doing some like Netflix bits. Like, they're all doing great. So yeah, it were nice, you know, to give kids around here, because there's not a lot of filming goes on around here, you know,
yeah,
or up north, anywhere outside London really. But then, like, it's funny you say about Americans. Like, Americans prefer the film to British people. Like, so we got an American distributor, so they've done like little tests, and like, you give it like, you know, you put it in a room of like strangers, and they give it a score, and it scores higher over there than it does here.
Yeah.
Dewsbury going international. You know move over to Toronto. Yeah, I think, you know, when they did the films, they'd have 3 TV series, which were very successful. You know, so they've got obviously a massive head start. You know, if we can replicate anywhere near the success, you know, then it's done awesome. You know, for 150 grand budget film to even get in the cinemas, you know, has been great already. And so yeah, you know, like, we did look at it, and we used it as a kind of like business case. You know, like, this kind of comedy is clearly kind of commercially viable. You know, it's comedy that can make money. You know, and yeah, so that, you know, in terms of actually raising the money, that was something that we used, definitely. So 4 middle-aged men who were school friends back in the 80s, haven't seen each other since school, and it's now set in modern day. They go on this road trip to go see their dying friend for one last time. Sounds quite dark, but it's funny. Proper laugh out loud funny, like, you laugh lots. And then it's got heart as well. You know, it's not just you know, all my favourite comedies, like In Between Us, Borat, Four Lions, they're hilarious, but I think they all kind of like lack a little bit of heart. Like, you're not really You know, like you look at the In-Betweeners films, like when they're out in Australia, you don't really care that they're going to die. So I thought, you know, I wanted to do something with a bit more heart, and you know, it will make you cry at the end. That was great. Like we had Leicester Square premiere last weekend, and just everyone crying. Yeah, it's done quite well. It's sort of a love or hate film, you know. If you like that kind of rude, British, brash comedy, you'll love it. And if you like, I think one bad review we got was from like a 70-year-old lady. It's not that kind of film.
I'm sure it's not.
But no, like local press have got really behind it. You know, councils have been very helpful. You know, people like yourselves, you know, all the local sports clubs have got really behind it, and it's exactly what a film like this needs. You know, because we haven't got a big marketing budget. You know, we've spent like £1,000, you know, on social media. Again, a lot of money, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not. You know, so it requires a lot of word of mouth. And you know, we've had like 120,000 views on the trailer just from people in Dewsbury and Batley. You know, it's insane. People sharing it and talking about it. You know, we've just had 3 guys come in and say how much they're looking forward to seeing it, which is awesome. And yeah, you know, Showcase Cinemas have been great as well. They've been putting up our posters and playing our trailer. You know, we've done really well considering the size of the film, the fact there's no big stars in it. You know, I'm a director no one's heard of. You know, the press that we've got is awesome. I think it's helped. You know, we funded it by starting an inflatable hot tub company, and that's got us quite a lot of press because it's a bit different. And the fact that me and the crew are all so young. You know, like I'm only 22 now, and the producer was 21 when we shot it. Writer was 21. You know, we're all like literally a bunch of kids running around making a movie. But yeah, you know, we've done great, and people are getting behind it, which is absolutely awesome. So this one, you know, basically the deal with the cinemas is if enough people go and watch it in Dewsbury in its first couple of weeks, they push it out nationwide, which is, you know, when we can kind of give back to Dewsbury by bringing some positive national press to the place. You know, if we can get, you know, a national release, you know, people will think about Dewsbury for something positive, which is exactly what we want. And yeah, the next one we're shooting in Yorkshire again. You know, it's such a great experience, and I'd shoot it in the local area again, but I need a port, so we're shooting it all in Hull, a little bit in Grimsby as well, which is where all my family are from, which is nice. So yeah, we're shooting that in June. It's really exciting. We've got a couple of BAFTA-winning actors. A couple of the guys out of This Is England in it. Yeah, that's called 3 Day Millionaire, and that shoots in June, which is super exciting.
Well, everybody from Dewsbury Rams hopes that best of luck for the film and for the future, and we look forward to seeing it hopefully on nationwide screens.
Up the Rams.